late night with you. We're talking, what is it, 2:20 a.m. on Saturday morning. Talking about A-Rod retiring. Is A-Rod retiring? Let's break it down.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
Smitty!
Take a lap.
I'm here in the middle of the night to talk about this topic. I didn't even turn all my studio on because I shouldn't even be up right now discussing this type of thing that is being perpetuated in the fantasy football microcosm right now. Could there be some truth to Aaron Rodgers retiring? Potentially. Like we don't know all the information out there. There could be something that leaked to sports books. We don't truly know, but what I do know is there's a lot of loose reporting going on right now, and according to a report today, there are sports books that have shut down the Packer betting odds on game win number of wins. There's a couple different lines and spreads that have been shut down, and people are overreacting. Some sources suggesting that it's because A-Rod's retiring. And I'm not saying that couldn't be a possibility, okay? I'm not going to make this too long of a live stream, although when I do that, I end up going for like an hour and a half. So maybe I will turn the studio on. Studio. Computer. Studio on. Just for a little bit. But I'm telling you right now, this smells more like people are going to get burned on the other side of this thing. Meaning, you freak out, Adams falls to number 15 overall. You freak out, you trade away A-Rod. I've got people in my DMs, I've got people on my Hey Smitty phone service where they're literally saying, Smitty, I got to get rid of A-Rod. I got to get rid of him quick. I can get this, I can get that. Giving him away for garbage. And you are, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, you are much better off siding with this being loose news reporting than siding with it being legit and you getting burned. I feel like the greater risk is you getting burned by chasing this news before it's confirmed. The same news wires that told you Mike Thomas had his surgery, but didn't tell you that he was going to miss maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in 2021. The same news reporting out there, the quality of news that hits our fingertips these days, not validated, not verified, not in full, half truth being told, hearsay, and we're standing on right now on the Aaron Rodgers topic here. We're standing on literally the shoulders of a few reports that sports books are shutting down Green Bay Packer betting lines. Let me tell you something about betting lines and how that works. The casinos, right down the middle, they want to be on a bet. They want to be on right in the middle and have equal number of people on each side of a betting line because they make their money on the vig. They don't try and win the bet. They don't try and get a bunch of people to lose one side of it. They literally make $10 on a $110 bet. You get $100 if you win, and they literally are right down the middle. If they shut down a bet, it could be for a number of reasons. It could be for 100 different reasons. It could be because of perception and panic from loose reporting. And I believe, and I could be wrong. This is my speculation here. This is my reporting. This is my commentating. This is my opinion piece because no, I'm not really a news outlet. I'm more of a interpreter of the news for you and my following, okay? I'm an advice giver. I'm a prediction maker, and I'm a fantasy football analyst. And in my 19 professional, not casual writing, or, you know, I've got a Twitter account, like 19 years of professional reporting. I've been wrong before on stuff like this. I've been right before on stuff like this. I'm not going to pretend that I get everything right or I don't miss things. But this smells so much like unvalidated panic. Unvalidated panic. And I don't know about you, but I'm more prone to side on the side of the situation that literally is betting on the reporting being garbage. The same reporting that told you Mike Thomas had his surgery, but didn't give you any details whatsoever. You started drafting this man. What did Smitty tell you? Slow down. Just because a report surfaced that he had surgery, you don't even know what surgery he had. The man had damage up to 5 ligaments in his foot and his ankle area. One of them being the most major ligament that holds the two bones together right at the point where the shin meets the ankle. And you heard he had surgery, and you got all excited and started drafting him in the second round again. I don't know what's going to happen here, and I want you guys to trust your gut on this. This is my opinion, and maybe I'm just an old dog tired of unvalidated, unverified news panicking an entire microcosm of fantasy football. And maybe there's a source that leaked and sports books really do have the correct information. I don't know. But it smells like a bunch of overreaction to me. And I've seen it time and time again. I've seen it enough to know that there's probably a better likelihood that people walk away cleaning up on Green Bay Packer players than getting burned by holding on to them. What's up, Colton? Sergio says you never spoke on MT surgery. Sergio, go watch my videos, bro. Somebody tell Sergio in here. Sergio's saying that I never spoke on his surgery, or I never spoke about. Someone tell Sergio, unless I'm misunderstanding you, Sergio. I love when people come in here. You didn't say this. He said trash reporting, says no one. Who said trash reporting? Why are we talking about MT and not Rodgers? I'm talking about both, bro. Did you not see Rodgers and Adams run it backstory? Run it backstory what? Maybe re-say that. Thumbs up, guys. Smitty is here in the middle of the night. What's going on, bro? Nolan Mendoza on the board again. Nolan, atta baby. Nolan's like, I want multiple spots, bro. I want multiple spots. Nolan, you bad boy, you. Hey, Smitty, checking in from Cincy. What's up? Rodgers going nowhere. He'll be there week 1, says Matt. Attaboy, Matt. Hey, computer. Is Aaron Rodgers retiring? Whoa. Hey, computer. Is Aaron Rodgers retiring?
Aaron Rodgers is not retired. He's currently a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
She knows. She knows what's up. She knows. Did you hear what she said? Computer. Is Aaron Rodgers retiring?
Aaron Rodgers is not retired.
He's not retired. She already confirmed.
Quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
Any guesses as to where Adams will sign next year? It's not a Aaron Jones walked and came back. It's going to depend on A-Rod. It's going to depend on what happens there for sure. But A-Rod isn't, there is no news as to what's going to happen. Could A-Rod still hold out? There's still a percentage chance that could happen. It's small, and the reason it's small is he could have opted out. And when you can opt out and not be fined $2 million, when you can opt out, not miss out on $6 million in a bonus, and opt out and not start forfeiting chunks of your $11 million that you already got or are getting payments on. If you can get $18 million to opt out for a tummy ache, he could have a tummy ache, and so he doesn't even have to have a tummy ache. He could say, I'm going to drop a deuce for 365 days, a 365-day upper decker, and I'm not coming back. I got a little belly ache. He could have opted out, been paid essentially $18 million to sit on the beach in Hawaii. And I'll have to get a legal expert on here, or somebody that can break down the contract stuff, or I'll just look at it myself when I have a little bit of time. I would love to know that if he opted out and then didn't return the next year, like retired, if he'd have to pay back the money that he got by opting out. Because if that verbiage is not in there, explain to me why A-Rod wouldn't opt out, get $18 million, and then retire the next year. I'm feeling confident in that somebody out there is going to know that information. I just got to find him, and I'm feeling like there's got to be a reason he would, if he was to retire, not opting out, because he would have to pay that back. RIP MT and Kamara. Speaking on the Alvin Kamara topic real quick, let me throw that graphic up, because MT and Kamara, we have to discuss this one. Mike Thomas and Kamara, bottom line here, you could look at this 100 different ways as well. When a running back in an offense that feeds the wide receiver like Mike Thomas a ton of production, when the wide receiver like Mike MT is injured or missing for a string of games, there is some thought and logic to that helping Kamara's production. He might be leaned on a ton, but then there's the argument of, will he be focused on, keyed on, 8-man fronts? Will he be effective? Will the Saints even be able to move the football down the field? My concerns about Swift being in scoring position and the red zone and moving the football down the field and not facing three and out all the time, that could be applied to Kamara without MT. The only thing I'd say is that MT is not going to be there for how many weeks? As from what we know right now, probably looking at, I would guess, a month. I'm totally guessing like you based on what we're reading. But if he misses a month, Kamara is going to be fine. If he misses the entire season, I would imagine the defenses would key on him a little bit more. Now, they could trade for somebody. They could acquire a wide receiver. Taysom Hill could get in there and make it a pretty electric offense. Even though people hate him, he was effective. He was a playmaker. And I think Taysom Hill without Mike Thomas would probably be the better option for this team because of the dynamic he adds on the ground, which would allow Kamara more room and not be focused on and keyed on so much by defenses, because they would have to shadow and worry about where Taysom Hill is. I think Mike Thomas's availability, how long he could be out, could determine the quarterback that the Saints lean on, and it might be Taysom Hill because he fits the system better when the system doesn't have its best wide receiver Mike Thomas in the lineup. Saints could make a trade. The Saints could make a trade. They could trade for a wide receiver. But I don't know where I lean right now. I don't think I move them out of my top three. Like, do I cuff Madison and Cook together and draft Cook over Kamara? Potentially. I got to digest this a little more. I need to read up on MT a little bit more from sources that I trust, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. How long will he most likely be out? And, there's nothing wrong with a running back being leaned on a ton. You just got to make sure they can move the football. If they can move the football down the field and they have a dynamic quarterback option in there that makes defenses kind of like unable to key on Kamara the way you would normally shove 8-man fronts in front of a running back that was the only option and weapon on the team. If the Saints can deploy an offense that's still tough to maintain, even if they lose games, I think Kamara could be okay. And he's going to get fed a ton. And you cuff him to Lat Murray in case he gets overworked. But keep in mind that Alvin Kamara was used more in the rushing attack at the end of the year. And there's a good chance that the Saints were toying with that idea and testing out an offense they might more so deploy life without Drew Brees. And I think Kamara is in for more running anyway in 2021 without Brees under center. Sleeper saying MT out until this November, December. He could be. We're still waiting on that information, Matt. That's kind of my point, is until I feel very confident in all the sources that I'm consuming content from on Mike Thomas, because there's a lot of bad information out there, a lot of information that literally I feel was misguiding a lot of people for a while. Until I feel very confident myself, I don't know that I can give you an exact on where I would put MT in terms of like his return, and then that'll in turn affect my Kamara value. I need to make sure I come to a pretty hard conclusion soon, because you guys need that information and you draft based upon it. But I'm gonna say right now that I'm not overreacting on Kamara. I think Taysom Hill potentially will start being talked about more and more, and you might be surprised at the direction the Saints go. And they're also paying Taysom Hill, even though it's a voidable deal. They can cut Taysom Hill any given year and not be out the money that they haven't paid him yet. So know that it's a voidable deal. It's a very team-friendly deal, but it's $140 million. Taysom Hill's getting paid $140, and that says something. Now, it also says something that it's voidable each year because they're unsure, but they have faith in him. They want to pay him and keep paying him if he delivers. But why would you give somebody 140 and then just send him right to the bench? I feel like people are jumping on the Winston bandwagon too quickly. I don't have faith in Winston. Even his workouts make me feel uncomfortable. The whole eating the ham thing that he did made me uncomfortable. It's hard to trust the man. And the way I feel about Winston, very similar how I felt about Locke when everybody was jumping on the Locke wagon. I just didn't feel it. And I don't feel like Winston's going to make this rebound, especially taking away Mike Thomas. Taysom Hill, taking away Mike Thomas from Winston hurts Winston more than it would hurt taking Mike Thomas away from Taysom Hill, because Taysom Hill can still do so much. Yeah, he was eating W's, bro. So, current stance, Kamara, kind of untouched, maybe drops to 3. Still gonna get fed. There's two ways to look at it, and there's no right or wrong. We just got to see how the Saints look, and you kind of got to take a gamble and say, I believe no Mike Thomas ends up being good for Kamara. He's the only option. He gets fed a ton. Look at Christian McCaffrey. Look how good Christian McCaffrey is. And I know DJ Moore's good. I know they've had weapons, but McCaffrey's done a lot and been the focal point. And I think Kamara, to assume Kamara can't. Like, I could get if you're uncomfortable with it, but to assume he cannot handle and be productive like McCaffrey can be productive, I think it's unfair to a guy that dropped 81 receptions his first year in the NFL, 81 receptions his second year in the NFL, 81 receptions his third year in the NFL, which is, odds are astronomically crazy to drop 81 receptions in 3 straight seasons. What does he do in his most doubted year when Taysom Hill comes in for 4 games and he doesn't get any footballs thrown his way to any significant degree? What does he do? Breaks his own 81 reception record, drops 83. 81, 81, 81, 83. And we're talking about Kamara every year. Kamara's busting. Kamara's busting this, busting that. The only thing he's busting is all of the doubters' high hopes for his failure. Every year, he's putting you in check. Even years where he gets hurt and doesn't have a good year. I don't know if you remember, but Kamara was pretty banged up in 2019. And literally people were like, man, I lost my league because of Kamara. He still dropped 81 receptions and tied his record. In 2020, what did everybody do? Doubted Kamara because he had a lingering season, and Kamara came in and dropped fire. So you doubt Kamara all you want. You doubt Kamara all you want. I'm going to rely on the man. I'm going to not assume the worst with MT, but even if the worst does happen and MT isn't in the lineup at all in 2021, let's say this thing unfolds much like it did last year, where it's like, okay, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. We don't hear anything. We're getting impatient. When are we going to find out? Is anybody surprised? Like, this is what I said way back in like January and February when we were talking about Mike Thomas. And I have him on a bust video too that I did where it is literally bust video. And I admit that I've been mock drafting him recently at like 3.5, 3.7, but prefacing, guys, when this becomes a real draft and guys aren't falling, and guys are falling, because we're sniping each other in our mock drafts. No one falls properly in our mock drafts. We're sniping everybody because we know what we're doing, mock drafting with each other over and over. In a real draft, a couple guys fall, and I've yet to draft MT in a real league, other than the league that I already own him in, that in a dynasty league, I can't get rid of him. But it's like MT is a frustrating guy to own. If you owned him last year, all you did was wait. You weren't informed about anything. You didn't know when he was coming back. You didn't know if he was coming back at all. You didn't know what was going on. Like, you were left in the lurch with no information whatsoever, and everybody assuming that, okay, has he had surgery? Has he had surgery? How is this even happening? How come we don't have any information? How come we can have very loose base reporting not provide us any information? It used to be this information was required, and now a guy like Mike Thomas can literally go until almost August 1 without revealing that he didn't have surgery right away. Okay, I did have surgery, and now I'm going to be out for at least a month. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's why pattern recognition is important in fantasy football. That's why my most recent video that you could see right before this one is such an important video, because it highlights the remaining players that I feel have very similar risk that Akers and Mike Thomas both had. And if you're smart, I think you'll be a little cautious about drafting these guys. And you can watch that video. The guys maybe next up to be concerned about are Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders, Derrick Henry, and you could also Josh Jacobs, but you can also find that I talk about Joe Mixon a little bit unless he falls to the right value. I actually like Joe Mixon to the point where it's more about where he's going, and I want to offset the risk with some upside and potential ceiling that he can climb to. Whereas Sanders and Jacobs, I'm out no matter what. Like, I can't envision a world where Jacobs falls far enough. Like, we're talking like 3 rounds. He's to fall 3 rounds from his ADP for me to be interested. There were literally like 40 or 50 people around him that I like better than him. So it's like it's not going to happen. Miles Sanders, same thing. I'm not drafting Miles Sanders at all because I'm just not seeing him fall anywhere near where I'd be comfortable taking him. But Mixon's different because Mixon can be, I think, low risk in the 3rd round. The problem is Mixon's going not in round 3, he's going in round 2. And with the injury to Cam Akers, it's more of a lock than I think before that Mixon's going to climb into the bottom of round 2 on the regular, which is kind of good because if we lost Akers as a player, and maybe you like Akers, and I'm sorry if you believed in him, and I'm just saying I didn't, and I was happy about Akers going at 10, 11, 12, 13 because it bumped a player down that I did like better. Mixon climbing up, I feel like it's good. I think the higher he climbs, the more it offsets that loss that we have in fantasy football, where we had Akers pushing down somebody. We had Mike Thomas pushing down a couple people. Now that Mike Thomas is raptured from the top 30 overall, and now that Akers is raptured from the top 30 or top 10 overall, we have Gibby, our favorite guy, Gibby, getting pulled up probably 2, 3, 4, 5 overall draft slots because losing a running back, a top 7 to 10 running back in many people's eyes, whether I believed in him or not, that was a huge loss to the fantasy football community. So people are like, man, now who's up? Gibson, I'm reaching for him. So in a draft, you might have somebody reaching for Gibson. They might be reaching for Mixon. There'll be multiple people reaching for a running back that would fall normally 3 or 4, 2 or 5 spots below, pulling them up to the spot where they're at. They're drafting at 13. Normally they wouldn't take Gibson at 13, but they're not going to pick again for a while. Running backs are going to dry out. I'm going to reach for them. It's going to affect a lot of different players in a lot of ways. It kind of sucks. Mixon doing nothing in the AFC North, says Ezekiel. No. Look, again, Mixon doesn't fall in the bucket that Sanders and Jacob sit in, where I'm not going near him under any circumstance, given the very, very likelihood that they aren't falling 3 rounds more than they should or something in my draft. So I'm just not going near him. Mixon, if he fell to round 3, I would look at him depending on my situation. So it's all about where they fall. But I'll tell you right now, I'd rather have Javonte Williams in round 5 and go wide receiver where anybody's thinking about going Mixon, and roll with Javonte Williams as my running back 2 versus Mixon as my running back 2. If I'm drafting at the top of round 1 and I'm taking one of the big running backs that I love, let's call it Zeke Elliott, then I'm not forcing Mixon in round 2 or round 3. I don't care if Mixon's sitting there at 29 overall. If Clyde's gone, if J.K. Dobbins is gone, but I see Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb, I'm taking that player, and then I'm going to go and roll with my Javonte Williams, who I believe will outscore Mixon in 2021. And I'll put it on the screen for Noah, just so Noah knows. Javonte Williams will outscore Joe Mixon in 2021. Is it bold? Sure. You know, am I gonna bet the world on it? No. So don't come, crawling into my DMs and being like, Smitty, I heard what you said. I want to bet your house that you were wrong on this one. No, I'm not betting or going that direction. I'm merely telling you my gut tells me that Javonte Williams will outscore Joe Mixon. My gut's telling me that Javonte Williams will be a top 6 to 10 running back in fantasy football. My gut is telling me that anybody that wants to be crafty and you're being bold, it is a bold move. You are going to be made fun of by 5 or 6 of your magazine drafters still in your league, like Bob and Bill and your grandmother. They're going to find it funny that you're betting on a guy that he's not even the starter. Isn't Melvin Gordon? Didn't they sign Melvin Gordon? Yeah, Melvin Gordon's the starter. Melvin Gordon, here's your uncle, Uncle Bud. Melvin Gordon's the starter. He's scratching his belly with his shirt off. Didn't they sign Melvin Gordon? Don't they have Melvin Gordon? That's Uncle Bud. That's Uncle Bud. Uncle Bud thinks Melvin Gordon's the starter. Your grandma thinks Melvin Gordon's the starter. They all think Melvin Gordon's the starter. It's Javonte Williams. I don't care if he has it in name yet. I don't care if he's got his business cards made up yet. It's Javonte Williams. I don't care if he has a parking spot yet. Or I don't care if his jersey is heat sealed on and not ironed on yet. I don't care. I don't give a crap. I don't give 2 deuces. I don't give 2 upper deckers. I don't give a crap, because guess what? My eyes don't lie. And if the man stays healthy, Bob, Uncle Bud, isn't Middleton Gordon the starter? Uncle Bud is gonna feel like Uncle Bud by the end of the year, by week 6. But hopefully it's in week 1 or 2. But by week 6, it'll be very clear to Uncle Bud. You know, he'll know by then what time it is, and it's Javonte Williams' time in 2021. I can't emphasize it enough. I feel like I talk about Javonte Williams over and over and over. I feel like it's all I do, but it's okay. Just ride the horse, ride it straight to the cashier, and just cashing your ticket. Javonte Williams, baby. He's bringing you to the promised land. This is a league winner right here in Javonte Williams. Not super flex, just one QB. Oh, I think I saw a super chat come through. I apologize. Jordan, my bad, bro. Give me your ideal top guy to take from the 5 spot, from the first 5 rounds. Okay, this one's for you, brother. This one is for you. Let's go to the board. We're going to the board for my boy Jordan because he super chatted. He's getting special preferential treatment. And Nola Mendoza's on the door again. Nola Mendoza is in the door league. Nolan Mendoza, my dude. Okay, so top 5 from the 5 spot. Let's do it. Let's do it live. Okay, we've got it right here, young man. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I don't know if this is going to happen because people are so strange, Jordan. But you might be looking at Kamara right here in the morning. I don't know if you will. You might be looking at Kamara right there. Let's just pretend for a second you get Kamara. Okay, you get Kamara. Round 2, who you taking right here? Now, if Gibby's there, I'm going to write in order the players that I'd have. This is custom stuff right here. This is what super chatters get when you drop a decent 5 spot, 10 spot. This is the kind of advice you get. Gibson, I would put number 1. Harris, I would put number 2. So I do look to go running back. I'm not against going running back. I love it, but traditionally you're not going to find it as easy to pull off. Gibson's going to go higher. Gibson could go at 13 or 12 now. Harris could go at 12 or 13 now. It's tough to say that you'll get either one of these guys there. I think that at this point, a DK Metcalf would be ideal, assuming that, Hill and Adams are gone. Adams could fall. I'm going to write Adams here because he could fall. People are freaking out about Adams. Imagine off of the back of this week's news alone, you get Kamara and you get Adams at these 2 picks. It's possible, bro. Why are my pens going out? Good Lord. Let's get the blue one out here. Adams and Kamara. Good Lord, you can't even read that. Kamara. I mean, that's ideal, bro. That's ideal. I mean, that could happen. This seems crazy right now, but that could happen tonight. Off the back of tonight's news, Adams could easily fall to the 5 pick in that second round. But let's assume that doesn't happen. So those are ideal. Let's assume you're getting Zeke, and let's say Gibson goes, Harris goes in your worst case scenario. There's nothing wrong with Diggs. Diggs here. Diggs I have as my number 1 wide receiver. So we'll put Diggs here. If you can't get Diggs and Diggs is gone, Diggs could go 12, Diggs could go 11, Diggs could go 14. It just depends. Bro, no way he gets Kamara. Claudio, you wait until tomorrow morning, bro. People are... Next thing you know it, Kamara might retire too. Okay, so we're going to go worst case scenario. We'll say DK and Zeke. What's wrong with that? Somebody in the chat, throw a cap emoji down if you don't actually like DK and Zeke as your top 2 picks. Put this on record. Let's see a receipt. Who doesn't like Zeke and DK? And that's a worst case probably scenario. Yeah, but Matt, I got to throw out those guys so he knows that if Diggs were to fall, I erased him for a reason. Adams and Diggs, probably not. But I got to go through the motions, bro. Adams, Diggs, probably gone, but you know the drill if they're available. Ridley, I don't mind Ridley at all. So Adams is probably gone. DK will be there. Ridley will be there. Maybe one of Harris or Gibson will be there. But I'm not even opposed to going DK. Not saying I don't like DK. I'd rather have AJ or Ridley. I don't blame you, Miles. It's okay. You don't have to be scared of that. Zeke, I'm okay with, but not first choice. Who do you like at 5 then, bro? Henry? I'm not mad at you if you like Henry. You could. If you like Henry, you could definitely go Henry if he fell right here. Just trade him. I'd say trade him before double-digit weeks, bro. That's my advice. Go watch my video. I'm not doing that. I don't fault you for doing it because he's going to ball out for the games played. But I'm going to put Zeke here. DK Zeke. Then in this pick, I highly doubt, none of these guys are going to be available. I don't think CEH is going to be there anymore because the injury to Akers right around this range right here is going to pull CEH from right around here up to here. So I think CEH is gone. JK could still be there, but probably not. The thing is JK, he's hated in some circles and he's loved in others. So I don't think anybody should say this is impossible. It's not impossible that JK could fall there. If he did, that's fantastic. It's not impossible that Jefferson could fall there. Jefferson could fall there. It's not totally impossible, but in a good league, you're probably not getting either of these guys. You might have to go with Lamb's early here, but he's gonna be deserving of this. But you might have to go with the Lamb. But if you can get a running back here, it's ideal. If you can get a running back here, it's even more ideal because if you get, let's say, a Jefferson here, which could happen, or if you're in a smart league and they know Jefferson's literally going to be a top 3 or 4 wide receiver, maybe 1, then you probably want to, you could potentially look at Lamb here as your number 1 wide receiver. And let's say Harris fell. If Harris fell, Zeke, Harris, Lamb, or if Harris didn't fall and Gibby did fall, which he may or may not. There's some people still worried about his toe. If Gibby fell, that would be awesome. Yeah, JK would be highway robbery here. It happens. I see it. I have a text service, and I don't know if you know about it. It's called HeySmitty.com, and I can't tell you how many times a day I get the scenarios that a lot of you keep saying that won't happen. That won't happen. It happens, bro. I see it every day. I get texted, hey, I'm on the clock. It's 3.5. My dad just picked, Robert Woods. 3.3. It's 3.5 now. I'm on the clock. Do I take Clyde Edwards-Helaire or JK? Don't come in my chat and tell me that that's not possible. Who said that? Let me see. JKB, Steele, Smitty, no way Javonte Williams over Mixon. Covin, just wait, bro. I hear this all the time. This isn't shocking me, you saying no way. I'm not coming into your house and saying no way Mixon will outscore Williams. I'm not going to say that. It could happen, bro. Can't walk in this house and say this can't happen. You don't think it'll happen, but you don't know. You don't have the Gray's Book Sports Almanac. I do. I got it from Doc. Bro, Marty, Javonte Williams does outscore Joe Mixon in 2021. We must go back. $20. We love your hard work. Look at Terry. Terry wants to be in the door league again. We have Nolan Mendoza. We got Terry and Nolan with the double stacks here. I will put you in again. You guys, you rock. Terry, you're the man. Doc Brown. I think Terry's going to donate one of his at some point this year to Doc Brown. He wants Doc Brown in. I do a couple impressions. Mike Tyson, I'm scary. I mean, this is Mike Tyson filling in for Smitty.
And I'm tough. I'm scary. I'm Mike. I'm iron. And J.K. Dobbins is a good steal in round 3. And I know I don't sound scary, but don't be mean to Smitty or I'll come over there.
Melvin the starter. Yeah, Master Yoda. Bro, just rewatch. I don't know if you were here. I think you were here based on that comment, but we're talking about Uncle Bud and how Uncle Bud does think Melvin's the starter. I think you did see it. Okay, so where were we? JK probably not going to happen. You could see this Lamb, and then Javonte Williams here. It would be your secret weapon wide receiver, secret weapon running back 2. And then you guys know what I'm doing here. Josh Allen all day long, every time I can find it. And my favorite thing, if you want my advice, Jordan, trade this Zeke pick. Trade this Zeke pick, bro. Trade it. There's nothing better than following my draft. You know what? When people do my draft pick trading video, when they implement it, they come to me and they literally say, Smitty, I doubted you that I could trade like you do in the draft pick videos. People always say you can't do that. You can't make those trades. Again, coming into my house and telling me that you can't do something that I get emails on and text messages from heysmitty.com. Text messages daily where people say, Smitty, I just pulled off your draft pick trading technique. I cannot believe it worked. No one's trading with me anymore. My league hates me. You were correct about that. I do warn that your league will hate you after you do this trading because you're creating chaos and madness. But people come to me and they say, Smitty, you were right. Hit the thumbs up on your way in, by the way. They say, you were right, Smitty, because what you do with my draft pick trading technique is Lamb is a reach there, but we're doing worst case scenario, Matt. Where have you been, bro? Worst case scenario, Matt. Trade the Zeke pick. Get another pick in here. Let's see if we can make this red work. Get another pick here. And you can get another pick here. Now, you're going to have to give something else up with that pick, probably. But you got to give up the 7th rounder. Give up the 7th round pick. Make the guy overpay. Don't do this even Steven. I'll kick you in the nads. You kick me in the nads. I'll trade you my 1st and my 3rd. Or my 1st and my 4th. You give me your 2nd and your 3rd. No, make them pay. Make them pay the piper. Upsell your pick. Tell him that Derrick Henry's right here. And he's going to win his league if he takes the king. And sell him and get his 2nd and 3rd round picks. Then what you do is you come in and you take DK here. You get Gibby, you get DK, you get AJ Brown, you get, Lamb or whoever you want to put here, and you have this team right here that looks, let's say JK fell, okay? Let's pretend your picks fall kind of right in line there. You get Gibby, DK, AJ Brown, JK Dobbins, Josh Allen, Javonte Williams, and you trade your 7th round pick. That's what I do, because you know what the truth is? This is the hard truth, Jordan. Your 5 pick ain't worth what you think it is. It just isn't worth what you think it is. Unfortunately, your 5 pick, some of the used cars on the used car lot are worth as much as your brand new shiny number 5 overall vehicle that you're driving. It's the God's honest truth, because when you take a look at, and this is the hard truth here. This is what you got. This is why I have a show, honestly. This right here is why I feel like this show resonates, is because I'm so tired of people just doing this safe BS. This is what wins you leagues right here. You trade this pick right here. So you're talking about Zeke Elliott. This is what it's all about right here. This pick right here, Gibby, or whoever it is, even if you got to move that pick up a little bit, is just as valuable as that pick, at least almost. Even if you feel Zeke's the man, even if you feel like Henry's the man, whatever the case may be, I'm telling you right now that Gibby is quietly not that far off, at all, from Zeke Elliott. I'm telling you right now that if you've got this sad 7 pick overall right here, okay? 7 pick. What are you going to take? Adams? Or, no, Adams retired according to all you people. So let's say, not you specifically in my chat, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. It's late. You know what I mean. I'm not talking about you, Terry, or Nolan, or Jordan, or Matt, or Garrett, or Claudio, or Mr. B. I know you guys all know what time it is. But the average Joe, Uncle Bud watching right now, he takes Hill. You take DK here. Are you trying to tell me that this pick is not almost equal? This is pretty much equal. Why draft a player at number 7 that you can get here and also get their 3rd rounder? You see what I'm saying? There's no reason, if you can get away with trading this pick, there's no reason to draft at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in 2021. There's zero reason to. I like Diggs. I'd say if you have 12 or whatever, you can take Diggs, and I like that. But there's no reason to take at number 7. You should not, if you can get away with trading it, you should not draft at 7, 8, 6, maybe even 9, because you're drafting a player you can get right here. Is the sad fact. The sad fact. So you do this. This is how you win a league. This is not only how you win a league, this is how you dominate a league. You trade away your 1st rounder. You have 2 seconds. You have 2 thirds. You don't give up this 5th rounder. You try your damnedest not to give up this 6th rounder. Yeah, you might trade, you'll keep the 6th rounder. You may trade that one, but you definitely trade, you're probably trading potentially in all of the trades you do. You'll probably end up trading the 7th and 8th or whatever you end up doing. Thank you, Terry, again for the super chat. Thank you again, Nolan, for the super chat. I appreciate you both. So let's say you get rid of these picks entirely in all your trades that you're doing. You can still move potentially this one and this one to get another pick up here or something. Or you could potentially move these 2 picks alone for another 2nd rounder. So let's say or a top of the 3rd. Let's say you take a top of the 3rd. You trade your 5th and 6th for a 3.2. Now you draft Diggs, Gibby, A.J. Brown, J.K. Dobbins, Josh Allen. And you destroy every single person in your league. Because why did I draw that so low? I got to move everything on my darn screen. Diggs, Gibby, A.J. Brown, J.K. Dobbins, Josh Allen. It's possible. It's possible. And that's how you win your league. That's how you dominate. That's how you take Uncle Bud to school. And you tell Uncle Bud, I learned all this from the Fantasy Football Show. And I know you don't have internet, Bud, or a YouTube account, so you can't even do anything about it. You're even giving the blueprint to Uncle Bud, and he still can't find my channel. But this is what you're doing to dominate in 2021. It's called draft pick trading, aggressive draft pick trading. And if you need help with it, that's one reason why I got good old heysmitty.com, where you can call me up, text me, whatever, and we have at it. Get your trades in order, get your house in order so you can dominate your league. Lamb was outpacing Justin Jefferson before Dak got hurt. Lamb is gonna ball. People are so upset over Lamb. Smitty, I'm trying to implement that strategy from the 14 spot, says Ricky. Implement that from the 14th spot. Here are my current top 5 picks after my 14th pick: 15, 26, 31, 42, 43. What move should you make? So you have 15, 26, 31, 42. Trading my 14th pick. Is it 15? Yeah, that's tough because it's a 14-teamer. But, I try and get rid of a later pick with one of those 40s to get up into the 20s if you can. But make sure you write it down. One of the best things I could advise is if you write out your team, like old school, like I do right here, write it out side by side and make sure you can come up with a team more than one or two times with a couple different worst case scenarios like I just did. And make sure you like it. Because if you're just trying to do it in your head and you're like, I'm going to make this trade, I think it's good. Like, why not test it out? Put players down in front of you side by side and look at the two teams. And Ricky, if you don't feel like the team's better, don't make a trade. Don't even do what I just suggested because I haven't written it down either based on what you just wrote. And you got to make sure it looks better side by side, bro. You use a little knowledge from the Smitty College, bro. Hit that like button, says Grant. Hit that like button or Smitty's going to come and drop an upper decker in your office bathroom. Tuck in your shirt, says Brian. Have we got the retirement statement yet? Yeah, here's what it's going to be. Okay, A-Rod's going to walk up and go, how's it going? Hey, basically, I will be returning to football. And it's kind of how Aaron Rodgers talks, very calm, very collective. I'm a competitor, and, it wasn't about money. It was about respect. And, I'll be back, and I'll be throwing footballs to Adams, and then we'll see what's what for next year. Until then, I'll be in Hawaii, and I'll see you all tomorrow as you freak out on news wires, and you realize you passed on A-Rod when you should have been grabbing him at Adams and not letting Adams fall to 15 overall so that Uncle Bud does know how to play fantasy football. Because if you let Adams fall to him, and he's got the mullet, and his mullet actually came back into style before he even cut it. Uncle Bud has a popular mullet, but it's an old mullet. He got lucky. He got lucky that mullets came back in style. He might have no idea that Adams isn't worth what he's worth in the grand scheme of perception is reality game that everybody seems to be playing without me. And even though Adams is worth a number 7 or 8 overall pick, people are making it look like he isn't. Bud doesn't know. Uncle Bud drafts him at 15 thinking he's got a steal because he does, but he got lucky because he's still got a mullet. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but it does to me. It's how my mind works. I feel calm already, says Mr. B. This is supposed to be, I'll be on, this will be a short live stream. 52 minutes later. Sons of bees, man. It's my boys out here keeping me up late. Oh, this is like playing cards with the boys. How about DeAndre Hopkins retiring if he's forced to get a vaccine? I'm not going to play that role tonight. I'll think about it. According to the Gray's Book Sports Almanac, Smitty, Hopkins, in his sleep, gets vaccinated. Kyler Murray snuck up behind him. Put the vaccine right in his tea. Oh, God. How about DeAndre Hopkins? I answered that question. God, it's late. The Panthers have a legitimate chance making the playoffs. Says you. Says you, Matt. No, I mean, I'm not going to rule it out. I haven't looked in the Gray's Book Sports Almanac yet, but I venture to say that the Panthers will have a tougher time than that. But we'll see. I'm not a big Darnold fan, but I am a big CMC fan, and it's possible. It's possible. What's up? Mr. B says, what's up with Adam Smitty? Sounds unsure about the upcoming season. Well, he's not unsure about playing. He's unsure. Like, Adams has said, I don't know if you guys have seen the press conferences before, but Adams has literally been like, I'm playing football. I'm here. Almost mad at A-Rod in a way that A-Rod's not there through thick and thin. So Adams is playing. Like I don't know if any of you feel like he's holding out because he cut off contract talks. Don't take it that way. The loose reporting's getting to you. Don't let it get to you. I didn't say they'll make the playoffs. Okay. Got you, Matt. Clamp it down, Matt. Clamp it down on some of those bold predictions there, bro. That's my wheelhouse. Stepping on some toes here. Dropping some Panther Super Bowl predictions, Matt. We trying to take over my show? Trying to be bolder? Matt's one step ahead. Smitty says Javonte Williams will outscore Joe Mixon, and Matt comes in and goes, Panthers win the Super Bowl. He's trying to steal my stage. Vegas got them 10 wins, though, which is weird. Look, not every book's... Here's the thing. Not every book closed the betting lines. Okay? We don't know what's going on with said sports book. We don't know the inner workings of said sports book. And to draw conclusions when other sports books aren't reacting, to think there might not be something going on behind the scenes regarding the line. Like, really? Really? The only conclusion people come to is, I mean, could it be that somebody's feeding that information to adjust the line? Could it be someone sees, and this is me speculating here, and I'm totally having fun with this. This is not fact. I have no information whatsoever. This is me being funny and conspiracy theory type predicting. But is it possible that there's some motivation into feeding the fear? And do you think someone might drop like a big wad of cash that they've been hiding in the top bowl of their toilet next to the upper decker that's been fermenting all month? Does anybody think they may have grabbed into that waterproof bag, pulled out a fat wad, walked into the sports book and dropped it on Green Bay? There's still some odds out there that favor Green Bay and some Packer players. So people are jumping the gun. Could I be wrong? Could A-Rod retire next week? He could. Okay? What if I was to put a percentage on it? I would probably say 10%. And that's kind of high in my mind coming out of the place I came from when I came on this live stream. You know, from this place of frustration and needing to get on here at freaking 3 a.m. Eastern and rant to you. So to even have 10% come out of my mouth feels like I want to throw up because I don't really believe it. But I don't know everything, okay? And I don't know the things that are going on behind closed doors with A-Rod. He is a strange bird, okay? He gets hated on more than he should. People speak for him more than they should. But the one thing that is true is that he's a weird guy. You know, like not in a bad way, not in a good way. He's an odd person that beats to his own drum. That's what gives me the hesitation to say with more concrete, you know, confidence than 80-90% that he's playing for the Packers in 2021. Or he gets traded, which is a small percentage too, but a percentage that could happen. 10% is 10%. 10% can happen. Okay? 10% of winning a pull on a slot machine, still 10%. You know what I mean? Thanks, Austin. Thumbs up says Oz. Thank you, Oz. Austin. You guys. 10% is 10%. So, you know, if I came out here and said 100%, Rodgers is returning and he didn't, I'd look like a fool if it happened. But I really believe that 10% is 10%. It could happen. I think it's very low odds that this is the way Aaron Rodgers' legacy ends. And have things shocked me before? Yeah, the NCAA season being canceled in 2019 shocked me more than anything probably shocked me in the last decade in terms of a sporting event, outcome, or cancellation, or like I did not see that coming. And they didn't even feel like they put up a fight. It wasn't like, hey, how can we work this? How can we try to keep the NCAA tournament going? It just got canceled. And if you would have asked me a month prior if that would have happened, I would have told you 0% chance. So what do I know in the end? Oh, wait a minute. I've got the Sportsbook Almanac. I know everything. But 10% he retires, maybe. I don't know. 70% that he returns to Green Bay, and the remainder that he gets traded, and then divide that up amongst three different teams. I think Denver's got the high likelihood of it happening. Is it 20%? Is it 18? Is it 15? I mean, it's still a significant percent. It's like probably the same amount. I would say the same amount, maybe even a little more, that Rodgers gets traded to Denver than he retires outright. And I again have to figure out, I got to get with somebody on the contract and find out that if he opted out, would he have to pay back all the money he got on the opt-out, which would account for about $18 million. Would he get that if he retired, or would he have to pay some of it back? But opting out was the best move for him if he planned on coming back. And I don't know if he planned on coming back to retire. I'll find that out for you the best I can. I have an attorney buddy that deals with contract stuff, and I'm going to have him try and give me the information that I need for to provide you guys to find out if I can find out enough time before the news breaks that he's not retiring, or is retiring, or is getting traded, or is becoming an announcer, or is going to play baseball. We don't know. That does it for me. 46 of you in here, you beautiful people here at 3 a.m. Eastern, 3:21 a.m. Eastern in my live stream. I can't thank you enough for supporting this show. I may get hot and bothered sometimes, but I love every single one of you, and you are what make the channel, and you're helping us grow. We just hit 7K on YouTube tonight. We just crossed the 6.9, reaching 7K. Oh, yeah. So on that note, hold on. We got to fix this. We got to fix this bad boy. We got to fix this because we are at 7K, people. We are at 7K. And I got to put up the new signage, baby. The new signage. 7K here at the Fantasy Football Show. And that will do it. 7K. Nailed it. So congrats to all of you. That is a congratulations that we all share. 7K, baby. What more can I say? I gotta go to bed. I'm going to the zoo tomorrow, and I gotta get up at 6 a.m. And I'm on here talking about Aaron Rodgers retiring, which is why I think I got so hot and bothered on a rant, is because I'm here at 3 a.m. Eastern talking about A-Rod retiring when I don't believe it to be true. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Claudio. Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Eric. Thoughts on Henderson, Eric? Look, there were two reasons equally. I'm not gonna try and play the injury card as the sole reason I told you to stay clear away from Akers in 2021 over and over and over and over and over and over. Half of it was injury, half of it was coaching and situational risk. I do believe though that Akers being removed from the equation makes it harder to kind of mess up the situation, but Xavier Jones is really good. Xavier Jones is a really good running back. He's unproven. He could definitely, fall behind and not get the opportunity, just like Henderson couldn't get the opportunity when Gurley was hurt and Malcolm Brown was hurt. Henderson had literally some points in his rookie year where he could have started 2 or 3 games while they let those two guys get healthy, but they brought him back injured and didn't give Henderson the run that he deserved to get as a rookie, and they wasted Henderson's rookie season, completely flushed it down the toilet, and they pretty much almost ruined Henderson, and they still might. McVay still might ruin Henderson. He may have a quarterback now. He may have 2 productive receivers. They may have a really good defense. The Rams might do very well this year. I think losing Akers hurts them a lot, and I think people are assuming too much right away for Stafford and the rapport with the wide receivers, I'm going to be honest. And they did lose some people. So my thinking is you approach it with caution. You're not taking him over a Mike Davis yet. You're not taking him over a Javonte Williams. You're taking him at a place where he can be a third running back for you, or you're probably letting somebody else roll the dice until we know a lot more. I'm staying away from him, even though I loved him coming out as a rookie. I'm not just like Team Henderson is why I didn't like Akers. I don't like either of them because of the situation. I love Henderson because of the talent. I love Henderson now more than I did because now he's got opportunity again. But will they trade for Melvin Gordon, bring in Lev Bell, muddy up the water? Xavier Jones could be the guy. Or will they muddy up the water, bring in Lev Bell, bring in Frank Gore, bring Todd Gurley back? Probably not. Early reports suggest no, but you don't know. You don't know. So imagine what would happen if Lev Bell signed tomorrow, Eric. Or anybody in here that's Team Henderson right now. I love Henderson. I'm not saying don't draft Henderson. But what would happen? What would happen if they sign Lev Bell tomorrow? Henderson's value that it seems to be sniffing like third and fourth round value right now, which is crazy high to me. Like you're going to take him anywhere near like Monty and JK. And like that's crazy to me. But he would go from fourth round back down to like 7th. With Lev Bell there. Not that Lev Bell's a lock either, but I think it's just proof that, oh God, McVay, he wants to have like 8 running backs. I know it's his dream. His dream is to have this rotation. Check A-Rod and Adams' IG story, Smitty. All right. Go to A-Rod's Instagram real quick. I'm going, bro. This better be good. Aaron Rodgers. It better be Aaron Rodgers reposting my story, bro. Classic pick of a workout. Mid-sentence never stops talking. Aaron Rodgers working out. Michael Jordan Pippen. Fist bump. So, what's your interpretation of that? Because A-Rod and Adams both have this on their IG story. That's A-Rod's story. Now we're going to go to Devontae Adams' story. We'll go to Tay Adams' story. I'm glad you told me to look at this. Devontae Adams. They put up the same picture. Goat and goat. Pounding fist. Does it mean the last dance they're done? Does it mean one more round? Let's put it all out there for one more season. Last dance. Did the last dance already happen? Or is the last dance this upcoming last dance? You could take it 100 different ways. The sign that it will be their last dance for both in Green Bay. Exactly. So let me, you know what? That puts me at like 5% now. Maybe even 0. Okay, so great job pointing that out. What was that? Was that Claudio? What was that? Claudio? Was it you, Claudio? Who said that? Everyone knows. Smitty. Gosh, post it again. Retype it again so I can drag it on the screen and give you credit. But Claudio told me to go look. I think it was Jenkins. Told me to go look at the stories for both. Now I got more drama to think about. Terry, was that Yoda? Who was it? Was it Yoda? I don't know. Post it again. Post it so I can drag it on. I want the same exact line. This is clear as day. Clear as day. Devontae Adams. This is how I take this. Devontae Adams, 3 hours ago, posted this on his IG stories. Last dance. Let's run it back one more time. This is what Devontae Adams posted on his story. Then you go to A-Rod. You click on A-Rod's stories. A-Rod posts it. Last dance. We're doing it one more time. What does Davante Adams do today? Cuts off contract negotiations because he's not staying. He's playing one more year. He's already said he's not holding out. He's going to play. A-Rod and D. Adams talked on the phone. You know they know what's going on now. I'd almost put it at 0%. This is telling you everything you need to know. We're doing it one more time. We're running it back. Cut off contract negotiations. Adams is like, the way you're treating my boy, yeah, I'm not coming back either. I'm pulling out of contract talks. We're running it back one more time. D. Adams has this on his IG story. Aaron Rodgers has this on his IG story. And it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. Based on this, I don't think this is saying that was our last dance. Goodbye, kind sir. Let's go ahead and put this on our Instagram stories that we're done and we're shaking hands. We're out. Peace out. This is them telling you, let's run it back. This is the last dance one more time. Mic drop. Mic drop. Do you guys feel comfortable now that the narrative I'm painting in this live stream for over an hour now, an hour and 11 minutes, I said I'd be on for 10. I'm an hour over. Do you feel comfortable enough to say, Smitty, Rodgers is returning for one more dance, baby. His last dance. Adams ain't signing no extension. He pulled out of extension talks for a last dance. These two guys are running it back one more time. It's as clear as day now. And I'm out of here on that note. I don't know if that was Jenkins or Yoda, whoever. Props to you pulling that up on the live stream. I'm out of here. I appreciate every one of you. And hit the thumbs up on your way out. Drop a comment on your way out, too, because there'll be no comments once the video publishes. The live chat will be visible. You can review it. But drop a comment. Drop an Aaron Rodgers GOAT comment. Drop an Aaron Rodgers is returning. Drop a last dance comment. I want everybody that's in here, there's 48 of you, to number one, hit the thumbs up. That helps me. Number two, I want every one of you. I want every one of you. Was it Ricky? Was it Ricky? I think it was Ricky. Was it Ricky? Welcome, Smitty. If it was Ricky, I apologize. Adam's going to have an MVP season. It might have been Ricky that dropped that. I want everyone. I've been spamming it, Smitty. I've been telling you. Last dance in Green Bay. I've been telling you. Ricky, we got it. Ricky's getting. I was giving credit to Yoda. Sorry, Ricky. I want every one of you, once I'm done here, to post last dance, something relating to last dance, Rodgers and Adams last dance. I want it in the comments of this video. I want this video to have the most comments that a video has ever had on my channel. Okay? Like it, comment. I better see there's 48 of you in here. I better see more than 48 comments right when I end this video and it posts, and I want last dance. Let's fill it up.